passes for Brandon Dowdy. In the backfield, he has Danny Lasco, the Cal running back. And they're going to operate out of the shotgun. Of course they are. It's June Jones. There's Anthrop, the wide receiver.
On the other side, he's only played football for 6 years. He's really impressive from a height, weight, speed perspective.
Downhill right here.
So there's a gain of 4 for Anthrop. And again, it's Lasco there behind Dangerfield. Brandon Dowdy.
Outstanding week from Stony Brook. Ochi at the top of the screen, working on the left tackle who releases him to the quarterback. Had as good a week as just about any edge guy in this game.
Yeah, we list him as a DPR, meaning designated pass rusher, going to get on the field in passing situations, a third down rusher.
Western Kentucky's Brandon Dowdy gets the start for the West. Here he's facing his first third down, and he's going to get picked off.
You're going to see a linebacker here. Inside linebacker, 34, right up the chute, right there from Michigan, making the hit and forcing the pressure, yet you're not allowed to blitz.
Blitzing James Harrell, the father of the man who intercepted the ball. This is Jake Rudock in at quarterback. He's going to get the start, and we have some trickery. Chris Brown from Notre Dame on the end around, and he's going to get tripped up and brought down on the 15-yard line. Brienne.
Background. I think he'll time a little bit better than people think. But what do you know, Charlie Weiss featuring the Notre Dame guy. First play out.
Snap number 1, right?
And going with a little bit of trickery as well. Charlie Weiss is going to get creative here early on. Little pitch and a rollout. Rudock.
The defensive end from Southern Utah. Kind of an interesting cat now. Galzer's right here. Watch him keep contained. And his sack production at the 1AA level was unbelievable. He's got a little bit of edge presence about him. Some people say he reminds them of somebody who's playing in the championship game this weekend. You know who that is, Andrew?
That would be Jared Allen, I'm going to guess. All right.
He broke all of his records from that conference.
Western Kentucky's a 6th-year senior, 2-time MVP of Conference USA. As Storm Woods at Oregon State behind him in the backfield. And again, out of the shotgun. There's a guy that impressed a lot this week.
He was blocking. He blocked through the whistle.
Geronimo Allison played at Illinois, but he's from here, the Tampa St. Pete area, so he's playing at home. That was a gain of 6. There's Dangerfield and Dowdy. They play.
Justin Simmons, the free safety from Boston College, I think helped himself as much as anybody that played this week.
Here's our first run of the game, and it's Storm Woods out of Oregon State. Woods tries to get away from you. Simmons can coach as well. He actually coaches Pop Warner in his free time. So, good technique. Better bring him down there in the hole. It's a gain of 2. Dowdy on a 2nd and 8 will loft it towards the sideline. Anthrop, did he get him down? He did. That's a first down. And 8 will loft it towards the sideline. Anthrop, did he get him down? He did. That's a first down across the 45 at the 47.
Good throw and catch. Timing was there with Dowdy. Pretty good coverage. It's the BC kid again.
Oregon's Vernon Adams there on the sideline. We will see him later as well for the West. He looked good in practice. Actually was back returning some kicks later in the week as well. Nice hole for Woods. Across midfield and across the 40 down to the 30.
If he started 52 times, he told me no, 53. He blocked down, the guard pulled around, and a real good cut right there by Storm Woods. Follows the hole, makes the cut back right there, gets north and south, and I think that's what he needs to do, Dan, is he's not really...
With those 53 starts, the most in the history of UCLA, so a nice feather in his hat. That's a gain of 14 to the 39, and Woods is going to stay there in the backfield, and there he is with the connection there. Dowdy across the 40, 35, 30. Woods to the outside.
It's entertaining.
It's a gain of 8. It's a 2nd and 2 here for Brandon Dowdy. Western Kentucky again under pressure. He's going to loft it towards the corner. No one there.
The respect between a quarterback and receiver. I think more significant there was the rush by Trevon Coley from FAU. Little double move. That's his college team.
Out of Western Kentucky. And he has his quarterback there in the backfield on 3rd and 2. They need the 29 for a first down, and they will throw. That's June Jones. And it's incomplete. Darian Harris out of Michigan State with the pressure.
He's looking for his college teammate who gets nudged. Let's call that a nudge.
A nudge?
Okay, well, and I'm just not sure. I don't know if he's quite as sudden as Emerson was.
June Jones is going for it on 4th and 2. Dowdy flushed out. There's a flag. Down he lost to Dangerfield. He's got his own guy inside the 15 and out of bounds with a first down.
Really intriguing. He's incredibly raw. Here he is, the right tackle. He's only played football for 6 years in his entire life. Now, that's awful because he got overextended. He tackled the guy. But my point is, he's got size. He's almost 6'7". What clay that offensive line coach would like to mold.
Ochi from Stony Brook playing well, and then you got Hargrave from South Carolina State playing well so far. Two small school guys looking good out here.
And this is Drew Kaiser, the punter out of A&M, first by the 1 yard line. Pinning the East team that comes out yet again with Jake Rudolph out of Michigan, a quarterback, and Josh Ferguson, the Illinois running back, all by himself, 7 yards deep in the end zone. They're going to run. Ferguson, who barely gets out of the end zone.
By the way, that was a good job by the tailback because there was a disconnect.
Talent, that's the question mark, and just pure size or lack thereof.
Transfer out of Iowa. Again, we'll hand it to Ferguson, fellow Big Ten guy, who gets knocked on his feet and flips down to the 10-yard line.
Week progressed. Watch this kid Ferguson just pick and choose. A nice hole here. He's going to get up into it. Gets cut, but he's very quick.
It's Michael Caputo out of Wisconsin.
By Caputo, right? The safety from Wisconsin, but it's for Ferguson, and I think he's going to be a third down change of pace and an effective NFL player.
Got Scott and Anderson out of Miami and Temple to the left, but again, it's going to be Ferguson.
It's a challenge for a lot of these players out here, just being in an offense where you got a quarterback under center.
Yeah.
They're not used to that at all. So a lot of adjustments take place this week.
Here's Will Munday, and he picks up that snap off the ground. Ground ball here on the turf to Bentley. Angelo Bentley here out of Illinois. A lot of Illini act. Former NFL quarterback. He had 6 games this year, gentlemen, of 4 or more touchdowns.
And we're going to see his tight end next week in the Senior Bowl, Tyler Higbee, who's one of the better tight ends in the country. Looking forward to that.
Here's a wide receiver out of Purdue, Danny Anthrop there with the little screen.
Another block for Geronimo.
Exactly.
He's trying. That's more than some we see, Mike.
No doubt.
Allison clears a path there for Anthrop for 5 to bring up 2nd and 5. There's Lasco, caught the ball so well for Cal out of the backfield, and he gets close
to the field all day long. So DJ wants him to take a shot down the seam in between the corner and the safety where it's vulnerable.
Not going to do it. Instead, a delayed handoff to Lasco, who gets that holding yardage back, gets across midfield to the 48, just across the original.
The suddenness you see from Lasco. Watch how quickly he gets up to top speed. When you're scouting, you want to see, okay, when he hits that, but boom, can he go? And you'll see some of that burst when you watch him on tape.
This is a right tackle only, which means you better be pretty good. If you don't have any versatility, you can only play one position. Remember, in the NFL, they only dress 7 on Sundays on that offensive line.
3rd and 8. And they're going to run on 3rd and 8. And again, it's Lasco with a big hole across the 40. Lasco's going to bust it outside. He's down the left sideline. Lasco at the 10 and down inside the 5.
From Danny Lasco. I was disappointed in Justin Burris, the NC State corner. Watch from the right side of the screen, number 31, flash right there. Come on, you got to keep contained. That's awful. Good cut by the tailback. Again, that burst you're talking about. But 31, come on, man. You got to be outside, funnel everything back inside. That's basics 101.
It's a gain of 41 for Lasco. And it's going to get him down inside the 10, officially the 6-yard line now, and our first and goal of the East-West Shrine game here, the 91st edition. Downey throws. Watch Allison instead. He's picked off by Poole, and he's got a shot. Quarterback to beat. He's going to go. Brian Poole out of Florida. A 98-yard pick of the year.
5'10", 213 pounds. He's looking this way. Watch Poole jump the route from the left side. Does a heck of a job coming over top. The inside linebacker, Harrell, pops it loose. And you can see he's just staring the route down. Good job both by the inside linebacker, Harrell, and by the corner.
Is next week, guys. We will be in Mobile, Alabama.
That's a Carson Wentz alert.
Yes. At North Dakota State, we will see plenty of him next week. Here's Angelo Bentley.
Nice job by Justin Simmons, the safety from Boston. Well, could be the #1 quarterback in the top 10 pick. And a lot of other people think Jared Goff from Cal, who I highly respect. But Wentz is special, and I can't wait to see him next week.
Vernon Adams, speaking of the quarterbacks, out of Oregon in the backfield. Vernon Adams avoids the rush.
He's got a pretty good arm, but can he play quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, he needs to show he can hang in the pocket here today and make some throws.
You can see he's got a live arm.
Exactly, and that's Kajust with the flag out. Vernon Adams is taller than me. We did confirm. He came into our NFL Network studios a couple of weeks ago. And here he is again under center on or beg your pardon, out of the shotgun on 2nd and 5. Sets up a little wide receiver screen. That's Dangerfield out of Western Kentucky. Dangerfield follows Chris Brown, his blocker down the left sideline. That ball gets ripped out, but it's out of bounds. Big game there. Dangerfield and Crevan LeBlanc knocked it out.
Yeah, watch 89 Kajust, the wide receiver from Stanford. He gets the key block here. Right out there. That allows him to get inside. And at this point, look at the hustle. The Bowling Green guard all the way down the field. That's an outstanding job by Alex Huddle down the field. Tunnel screen because you're coming back towards the line of scrimmage. Great blocking on the edge. And then I love the corner. Number 5, watch Crevan come in.
When I put my scouting hat on, man, you want to see him score on that one. Open up and get going.
I don't think he's got that here.
Yeah.
I don't think he does.
It's good for a gain of 43, and now we have Oregon.
If you've ever played pickup basketball and winners keep the court, you want somebody you know is a total winner because you'll play all day. And that's what this kid is right here.
Vernon Adams had some time. Now leaves the pocket. Has the right sideline. Vernon Adams across.
Feel for pressure and being able to move around and create and make things happen outside the pocket, Mike. And I had a chance to watch him when he was at Eastern Washington before he went to Oregon. You think he looked good at Oregon. Go watch him at Eastern Washington on that red turf and watch him run away.
Are able to make people miss, and he's exceptional.
Gets 18 on that one. Gets down to the 16 as we're in the final minute here, the first quarter, with the East leading 9-0, but the West trying to get something on the board. And again, it's Storm Woods.
But the NFL will ask some of these guys to run routes, to catch the football at their pro day, at the combine, and how they decide to make that decision really might ultimately shape their careers.
Probably the final play of the first quarter here. It's a 2nd and 7, and it's trickery. This is Allison on the end around, the wide receiver out of Illinois. And Harrell, who had a pick earlier, rips him down. Is threatening in the red zone of the 3rd and 5, can get a first down at the 6. First play of the second quarter. Vernon Adams.
Nice job.
Throws end zone. And he has a touchdown to his tight end, Keith.
And he actually watches, I want you to watch his head. He's going to pump and then come to the corner. Okay? See him look, little shoulder fake right there, and now he comes back once he freezes the corner. Double, triple catch there by the receiver. It's got to be cleaner catch by the Colorado State tight end there, Kevon Cartwright. But
I know one thing, if Vernon Adams does not make it in the National Football League, he's going to play for about 20 years up in Canada.
No doubt.
So here's the kickoff, the 9-7 East lead, and it's going to be LeBlanc, Crevan LeBlanc out of Florida Atlantic, the defensive back with the return. He's got some room. Nice
conversation, Dan, about Dowdy in that the good decision maker. Ball comes out nicely. He's pretty much all upper body. He's got to learn how to drive it with his lower body, but he's a good decision maker and kind of average arm strength.
As the new running back to his right, that's Brandon Ross wearing the Maryland helmet. Yardage, gain of around 12.
Now, we've been talking about Graham Glasgow, the center. Look at the matchup right there with number 67, C.J. Johnson. C.J. Johnson does a push-pull and rips through on the quarterback. And Dan, when you see that a little bit on tape at Michigan, that's what you saw, right? A little bit of an overextension.
You'll see his head drop, and you'll see him struggle to really sink his weight. And he's had a great week. Glasgow's had a great week of practice.
Ferguson the
Well, hurry up here.
gain of 3, 2nd and 7 in a 9-7 game. Again, this is Stave handing to Maryland's Ross. Good story here after Devin Johnson out of Marshall.
Out to Tim McDonald, who's one of the pro scouts for the New York Giants and worked with him, with Charlie Weiss at Notre Dame, looking for a recommendation. Timmy made the recommendation, and less than 24 hours later, Ross was on the squad.
Screen draw, 3rd down back. So you want to see somebody like that have exceptional hands You're talking about being able to adjust on the back shoulder. This ball is on his back shoulder. It's a tough catch, Mike. When you're an undersized back and you're going to play on third down, you got to.
It's everybody else's fault.
Ferguson caught it well at Illinois, 168 career receptions. Here's the Monday punt, and Bentley at Illinois fields it at the 8. No fair catch. Why not? And here's Bentley trying to get around the game. McKnight, Madison coaching him up here to 9-7 game, second quarter. And Vernon Adams out of Oregon here for the West, in for another drive. The quarterback threw a touchdown earlier, has some time, and now he's going to chuck it deep. It's got Anthrop from Purdue wide open across midfield. Danny Anthrop is gone.
I didn't know he had that gear, Mike.
I don't know if, he ran a. Let's take a peek at Jordan Simmons, free safety, Boston College. He's the deep middle of the field. Nobody can be deeper than him. He's reading the quarterback. He jumps here and doesn't see the backside. Now, his responsibility is middle of the field. I understood why he started to move left, but he moved way out of his zone, and that's on Simmons.
Yeah, you're seeing single high coverage. That's what I was talking about earlier, Mike. You want to take a shot down the seam because you can put that safety in a bind, and he took the cheese on that one. He's got to be a little bit more patient.
But that was an extended play. That wasn't just a seam like you were talking.
Seconds left in the game.
Can we wrap up one of these touchdowns and send it to last year's game?
We had an MVP last year. It was a kicker. Also, Kadarius Smith as well. There's LeBlanc.
Feeney is all over the place.
Yay or nay as a quarterback. What he can do in the pocket.
Keep an eye on Travis Feeney here, this linebacker from Washington, Mike. He's having
Flies.
a heck of a game on special teams. We'll see how he does on defense.
He just got ridden out by 8 yards. Let's take a look on the defense. Number 41, Feeney from Washington. He's lined up on a tight end in a.
Ross had the carry there, had a gain of 1.
See, there he is. Now here comes the tight end on him, and now he's going to go for a ride. So as good as he looks in space, he's got to bear up and create some leverage and get underneath that tight end.
It's 2nd and 10, and this is Wisconsin. Stave to Core. 88, Cody Core out of Ole Miss.
Cody Core is a guy they talked about as a height, weight, speed person. He struggled a little bit early in the week, kind of learning the offense, different looks and reads. Stave gets it out to him, does a nice job going up.
Got some size to work with. Stave there, when you watch him throw the ball too, he gets so up on his front side. He's got to get that back foot in the ground, grind those cleats in the ground, and power off, and he'll get a little more juice on the football.
Ross and Ferguson behind him on a 3rd and 2, and he's going to give it to the up back. That's Ross.
What scheme he fits best.
He was a big-time recruit coming out of high school, had offers from everywhere in the country. Was a big get for David Shaw, and it's been kind of a lunch pail guy. Stanford produces a lot of lunch pail guys.
Here's Bentley at Illinois. Catches it back over his shoulder and doesn't go anywhere.
Nice tackle.
Down there, the 23-yard touchdown pass earlier. His last 2 passes, gentlemen, 11 and 93, both of them touchdowns. 13-9 game here with 10:23 to go in the second quarter. Will play fake to Storm Woods, and now Adams will run and throw on the run, and that ball is not.
They're going to fake outside zone this way, and then the quarterback's going to come out here. Very comfortable with this as he gets outside the pocket. The tight end on the first level is not open, so he goes second level. Great throw. Allison's got to do a better job catching the football. Those double catches don't help you. He's very comfortable. Turns his hips, squares his.
Over 200 passing yards now for the West, 204. Also had a 98-yard pick 6 here in a 13-9 game and a first down on 35. Adams again to Allison. This one incomplete at the 40.
One thing, landing job, attracting student athletes there, winning games, and he's even turning some guys into NFL players. And I think Ochi's the next one.
Will Ty's a good example. The Giants tight end scored 3 touchdowns this year. Ochi could become the first Stony Brook player ever selected in the NFL draft. He's there at right end as Woods runs away, runs to the right. Star linebacker, as they call it at Michigan State. Graduated in May with a journalism degree. Had the tackle there. It's a gain of 4. It's 3rd and 6 near the 45 for the first down. Vernon Adams has played well today. Avoids Ochi. Pump fake. And he's going to take off and run. Ochi got it from behind, but Adams got across the 45. Think he has the...
Really good battle with the left tackle, Lewis, and Ochi. We're talking about right here. Okay, good job. Now re-anchor right here, but Ochi with vision sees the quarterback climb the pocket. He forces him out. Now look at him. He's still chasing him. That is outstanding second and third effort.
Yeah, one thing, when you study great pass rushers, one thing they share is a relentlessness. You're not always going to have a clean win, and this obviously isn't a sack.
I know he can get up the field and tackle a quarterback. The fact that he will chase him 10 yards down the field, that means something right there.
And get him by the ankles there. If he doesn't get him, Vernon Adams has some great open field moves. Who knows what he could do. Handoff here to Woods out of the shotgun, maybe a yard.
Ochi and Harris put him in a four-man front and let him rush with his hand in the dirt. At the end of the day, he's got 33.5-inch arms, which are really long for his height. So he's got even though he's only 6'1.5", he's more like a 6'3" guy.
Trying to set up the screen, wasn't there. Instead, 151 receptions and 19 touchdowns. Sets up a first down and across midfield at the 36. Under 7 to go here in the second quarter in a 13-9 game. Vernon Adams over 200 yards passing. Has the hand again to Storm Woods, who has the first down across the 20, and Woods across the...
And this is what you're talking about with Storm Woods. Take it to the left guard. Karras pulls right there into the hole, gets on the linebacker, and Karras is an interesting guy. His great uncle Alex was a 4-time Pro Bowler for the Detroit Lions. He's one of 7 family members to play in the Big Ten. And when you talk to scouts about Karras, and what I saw this week is he's got a little bit of a nasty edge to him. Very average athlete, but smart, tough, interior offensive linemen play for a lot of years in the NFL.
I'll tell you what, you start 43 games in the Big Ten, in my history in scouting, you got a place in the NFL.
And with bloodlines like that, you certainly do. That was a gain of 22 for Woods. Here's Adams over the head of Woods. One hand, couldn't bring it down.
You need to find him a spot.
They were raving about Keenan Reynolds. Came down right before kickoff. The decision whether or not he would go with a bad back. Unfortunately, the former Navy quarterback is not out there today. Here's Lasco out of Cal into the game near the 10.
You know, I spoke to Reynolds, United States Navy, and then in the offseason, every single day is committed to the United States Navy. So typically, they'll give a guy an opportunity to work off his obligation in a different way so that he can play in the NFL.
Cardona was on NFL Network on Veterans Day. That guy basically doesn't sleep on his off day, then goes back to being a rookie.
Nice throw.
It's Allison from Adams and another touchdown.
The quarterback's job is to beat the free safety, and they both did their jobs there, and this kid's been awesome. Now, he's got to get inside, and once he wins inside, the quarterback's got to beat the free safety.
Impressive, man. He's done it inside the pocket, outside the pocket. He's using his eyes to move coverage. This is good stuff.
Here's LeBlanc on the return. LeBlanc trying to set up his blocker. Ooh. He got popped, but he's still up. And finally the whistle with 4:40 remaining.
I've been blessed and fortunate to have a lot of awards over my career, but you know, like I said last night, that's probably one of the best ones I've ever gotten. What he stood for, the character he had, the integrity he had, stuff, returning kicks. I mean, whatever I can do to get on the field, I'm going to do.
I would imagine for you, pass protection wouldn't be as big of a problem as it might be for some rookie running backs in the NFL because you kind of know from the quarterback position what's expected.
I mean, pass protection is still tough. I mean, you got guys 260, they run 4-4.
Impressive young man, Keenan Reynolds, the winner of this year's Pat Tillman Award here at the East-West Shrine Game. 88 touchdowns in his Navy career. That's an NCAA record. Here's Stave over the middle on third down. Receiver got tripped up. Shoy, the tight end.
That's why we call it find a spot. Yep. I mean, he's one of those guys, special team, slot, tailback. He doesn't need a title. Just find him a spot.
Got a new quarterback here, and that's Nate Sudfeld, and his pass is knocked down. Pretty.
I think he's going to be a 20 to 25 snap player. You can get a lot out of him. He's going to be very productive.
And what you're looking for is interior push. Him just one gap and go, and get pressure immediately on a quarterback.
Sudfeld, the low snap, swings it out to Anthrop by the long touchdown early.
Really impressed by his ability to drive the football down the field.
I used to use the phrase in scouting, wow what. He's a wow what quarterback because one play it's wow and the next play it's what?
Well, hit play there at defensive end, folks. I don't know what it means, Danny, but that's a wow play right there. Now, again, here he is. You talk about his get off. He's with the backup left tackle this time, so he's working against
Mayava.
Thank you. I was trying to figure out how to pronounce it. Mayava. And look at the quickness, the get off. He won.
Bon Jovi asking you this, Mike, or is that different? Mike was hanging with John Bon Jovi
John
this
Bon
week. That's all
Jovi
I'm
was here
saying.
a lot of the
He
week,
was
helping
hanging.
out Charlie Weiss's East Side.
I'm just saying I got game. You know?
You rub elbows with celebrities, Mike. We know that's what you do.
That's funny.
Kaiser with the punt. Trevor LeBlanc, who's going to field it at the.
He's a multi-millionaire, spending 3 days of his life going to football practices because he wants to be better when he becomes an owner. It's kind of cool.
Hughes grinding out here doing the work at the Shrine game, wanting to see how the process goes. Stave here, kind of low. Brandon Ross caught it, really couldn't go into his staff.
He looks like he could still fit up with a linebacker, Mike.
He could, and Brady was warming up before the game with the wideouts. It looks like he could still throw.
Had a cup of coffee last year with the Dolphins as well. Speaking of throwing, here's Stave deep down the left sideline.
I'm not even sure that was catchable. He's off. Remember, there's a free safety in the middle of the field. The Temple wide receiver, Anderson, widens him, and then the angle he takes cuts him off. I mean, the corner did a nice job cutting off the angle, and it's a little bit tic-tac there. But
I'm not used to seeing Michael Jordan not get the call. First of all.
And we're 15, not 23. Jordan's normal number is 23, which he wore in college. Here's Anderson again, and again it's Jordan, same three. And in the 2-minute drill as we're down to 1:35, the East has 2 timeouts.
we've got a lot of tall, really skinny receivers in this game. He's almost 6'3", 180.
Even on the ground here, good burst by Ferguson near the first down of the 35.
Draws, you can use your speed and burst. This is a good spot for Ferguson to showcase his ability.
Wholesale defensive substitutions on that front 7 as the clock winds down towards 1 minute remaining. Didn't give him the first down. 2nd and 1. Stave throws to the corner, 1 and 2.
Nice job by Bentley right there.
Yeah.
Get his hands on the football.
Yeah, Bentley got back underneath, allowing the safety to get over top. But Bentley, number 2, comes underneath, gets his hands on it. Play.
A couple of Big Ten guys, Bentley and Caputo there, 42, the safety out of Wisconsin on the coverage. Speaking of Big Ten, another guy from that conference is Ferguson. Good
Here on white and
Yes.
an Illinois player on blue.
And we have that as well for Michigan State. They broke up some of these Big Ten guys. Big Ten, the most represented conference here. Clock down to 36 for the Big Ten quarterback. And Stave will throw left sideline and incomplete for Anderson on the corner. Clock stops.
Timing going to be a little bit off. That's a challenge. That's what makes what Vernon Adams has done so special, that his timing has been so stellar today. But this ball, you want to get this ball out before he gets to the top, which he does. Just a little bit off.
You could see some tightness in the hips. When the wide receiver Anderson took it to the corner and he's got to make the transition and open the hips and get deep outside, he couldn't do it. That's what the scouts are looking for in a corner evaluation right there.
Scott, the wide receiver out of Miami, is split wide to the right bottom of your screen. Stave looks that way, then dumps it over the middle, checks it down. Ferguson next week.
They've got 3 draftable players for Southern Utah. Go figure that one, okay? They've got a corner, an outside linebacker in Kalzer, and next week we're going to see a safety that knocks the tar out of people in Killebrew.
New wide receiver. He's getting picked off. It's Caputo. Do we have another pick 6? Ferguson. Can he bring him down? Ferguson and Stave saved the touchdown inside the 15 with 13 seconds left.
Times do you think Caputo has tried to steal one from Stave with his eyes?
And probably has in practice. He picks off his quarterback.
Okay, watch. It's 3-step, quick. He jumps that immediately because he's got no number 2 responsibility up in the middle of the field. Really nice job understanding the scheme, jumping the route. Watch the stiff arm at the end. Little tailback does a nice job dragging him down right there, Ferguson.
It's 13 seconds.
Let's see him rip one. Let's see him rip
timeouts.
one. Come on, rip one in the end.
They're going to hand it to Storm Woods.
Let's see him rip it.
Burn a timeout here likely. Clock stops at 7, just shy of the...
All in. Let's just throw it.
Slant right.
June Jones running it ever is breaking news. There, he ran it with 13 seconds left on the clock. 7 seconds remaining here. They can get a first down on the 1.
How about a quick slant? Press coverage at the top.
There's
he
Allison.
went fade.
Little back shoulder.
He makes some wow throws. Now it's a fade stop, and that's just a bad throw. Drive it. Does this ball get hit at all?
Hargrave might have gotten a hand on it. Close, I'm not sure though.